What's going on YouTube? Willie from RGD Designs here, giving you a look at the preview build of Windows 8. I downloaded this last week when it was released, and I've spent the last couple of days playing around with it. And so basically what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of give you a walkthrough of what it's going to look like and some of the features of it, and then just talk about some of my pluses and minuses, in my opinion, of the system. So let's just jump into it. You can see there's tiles that are updating constantly on the desktop, we'll call it for lack of a better word, or home screen, if you will. And this is very similar to Windows Phone 7. So those of you who are familiar with that operating system will feel right at home with this. And I'm going to scroll over to the right. I'm using the keyboard right now, but you can also use the mouse to interact with the tiles. And the main thing behind Windows 8 is that it's kind of built for use on tablets. So you'll see a lot of the interfaces and icons are very large, very touchscreen friendly. So on tablets and PCs that come with touchscreens, this will be a great operating system to use, because in the past Windows hasn't really been built with touch screens in mind. So this will be a nice change for that. So I'm going to go to the right here, and you can see there's a couple of apps that I've got installed. That's what these tiles represent. These apps are included with the preview build, and the reason they included a few apps is because the store itself where you purchase apps is not up and running. I'm going to go to it real quick here and just hit enter, and that's how all the tiles kind of open up. You get a little preview, and then it goes into the tile. Obviously, since this is the developer preview, this feature isn't working yet, so I'm just going to hit the Windows button on my keyboard, and it takes me back to the home screen here. Some of the apps work as long as you provide connectivity to the internet. I'm going to open this. This is the built-in Twitter client, which is called Tweetorama, and pretty simple, pretty basic. On the left side, see a timeline of tweets. The right side, a window to tweet, and then all your previous tweets. So it's pretty clean and simple. But again, like I said, this OS is being built with touchscreens in mind, and so that's why this looks fairly simple, but pretty basic. And if I hit the Windows button, you can see it's updating this tile right here with info from Twitter. I've also got a news tile which updates with various headlines. This is a Facebook tile, and then this is a stock market. You'll notice here there's a desktop tile, so if I click on that, we have a traditional Windows desktop with icons and toolbar on the bottom look. This is for those of you who don't really want to use the tile interface. This is still baked in, and my one issue with this is that if they're going to include this, they should have left more of the functionality of previous desktop versions. And the reason I say that is if you hit the home button on this screen, instead of bringing up a menu of your apps and the control panel and all that good stuff, it simply takes you back to this screen. If you want to get to the control panel, you have to go through here, and then you'll see it has really simplified versions of what the control panel is. Those of you who use previous versions of Windows 7, Vista, XP, the control panel has a lot more options than this, and you can get to the same options that are in previous versions of Windows. They're just kind of cooked into these little menus here, so it just makes it kind of tedious to get to the settings you want to. So scrolling over more, one of the cool things you can do as well is you can pin shortcuts to your home page, to your home screen. You can see I've got a shortcut to my home page on here. If I hit enter on that tile, it brings up Internet Explorer, and again, very tablet friendly interface. You've got the big buttons on the bottom, and the address bar, if I click on that, it brings up frequently visited web pages on the left, and then whatever you've pinned to your home screen is on the right. Again, big tiles, very touchscreen friendly, and then you have the option of pinning additional tiles onto your home screen with this little pin icon here. So if I click that, it brings up this menu, and then you can rename it if you like. I'm just going to rename this real quick, and then say pin to start. So now if I hit my Windows button again, one thing real quick before I do that, this little icon here, this will switch it to the traditional view that IE9 looks like in Windows 8 and previous versions. So that option is there for you. I'm going to close that out. Hit the Windows button again and go to my home screen. And if I go over to the right, you'll see we now have IGN on here. And then Google Chrome I installed after I got this set up and running. So you can still run pretty much anything with a .exe file that'll run in Windows will run in this. So looks like they're still sticking with some of the same quote-unquote architecture for the operating system. Whether that'll change or not, we'll see. Gonna go back to the home screen, and so basically pluses and minuses. I've kind of been talking minuses here and there. One last minus in my opinion, the store, it's not clear whether the eventual integration with Xbox Live and Xbox Arcade games is going to be through the store or not. Hopefully, the way I envision it is you go to the store and you can get your Xbox Live Arcade games in there, you can get Zune music, you can get books, just everything. I hope it's all in the store, and additional Xbox Live content like your gamer profile, your buddies on Xbox Live, a separate tile. That's cool. I don't want to have to go into the store to buy apps, and then go into Xbox Live to buy games, and then go into Zune to buy music and movies. That just seems kind of excessive. So hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see once this goes live and to the public. Now, for pluses, things that I do like about it, it is speedy. It boots up really quickly. I'm running this in a virtual machine right now, and I only gave it 2 CPUs, and each CPU speed is 1 gigahertz, which isn't the greatest PC you can get. And I gave it 1 gig of RAM and 20 gigs of hard drive space. Those are the minimum specs that are suggested to run this. I added an extra CPU just because I noticed with one CPU it was running kind of slow, but putting an extra CPU on there made it run really fast. And also, again, it boots up fast, but it's also very responsive. I haven't seen really any stuttering on these tiles when I move around them, and the tiles update, as I'm moving around, so that's pretty cool. And you can also rearrange the tiles as well if you want to. It's pretty easy. Let me click on the weather app here real quick, because this is pretty cool looking. Again, just a lot of the graphical flair and touches they've added to this is really nice. Use the scroll wheel down here. I've added a couple cities, and you see as you change cities it changes the background. So this is really more just graphical. If you're a person who's really into graphics, you're gonna love this operating system. I hit the home button again. One of the cool things this lets you do also, and this is acting kind of weird because I'm using a virtual machine. Again, if you like pretty graphics and that's kind of your thing, this is going to be a great operating system for you. If you like simple operating systems, you don't want to see files and folders and all that good stuff. Again, they've kind of made a good effort to hide all that as well. But again, we'll see. This is just a preview build. I'll put the links to the disk images in the video description. And if you've got an old computer lying around that you don't really use anymore, this would be a great thing to test that out on. I've got a laptop sitting around that hasn't really been doing much of anything that I'll probably load this on. Or you can just use it in a virtual machine, which is what I opted to do. So hopefully this works out well for you. Hopefully this is a good sign of things to come, and we'll see what happens once this goes live to the public as a final build operating system. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, shoot me a message here on YouTube through my channel or on my homepage. There's a little contact icon on my homepage. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more videos like this or tech related videos in general, go ahead and hit that subscribe button up top. Until next time, hope you enjoy using and testing out Windows 8. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.